All right, guys, then I guess I'm gonna start making the videos with my mask on again during this COVID-19. Alright guys, so on a serious note, I know some of you guys are struggling with what's going on with COVID-19. Some of you are wondering whether or not to start dropshipping or if you should even get into it since the whole situation is going on right now. Some of you guys might be thinking that nobody's buying anything online or if factories are even open in China. So there's a lot of questions. So I'm going to answer this on this video. I'm going to try to answer most of them. Now, I'm not going to give you any advice with COVID-19, anything like that. You could go to the CDC, to whoever your local official is, but I'm not gonna get into the nitty-gritty about that. Now, if you guys have political opinions on that and want to talk about it, dude, honestly, I'm more than happy to talk about them. It just had to be private. It's not something that I would want to make public just because I don't want to isolate anybody who has or who might have a different opinion as me. So just for that, if you want to talk about it, I'm more than happy to. Even if we might not agree politically, I'm honestly happy to talk about politics all day. So not to get too much into that, back to COVID-19 and dropshipping. Now, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for everybody. It's not the best time for everybody to start, but it is a good time for some people to start. Let me clarify. If you guys are struggling financially, or you see that you're gonna struggle financially, or you were hit financially, well, almost everybody was hit financially by this, but if you don't see any sort of income in the near future and you're in lockdown and you don't know how you're gonna get by, I would recommend that you don't drop ship at the moment. Just make sure that you save as much money as you can to get through this time. But if you're having some sort of income, for example, if you're still getting paid, some of you might still get paid from your job, or if you have a savings account and you have a good amount and you feel comfortable investing or starting a business at this time, then this would be a great time because competition is going to be low. A lot of the people, or a lot of that competition that's in dropshipping, is going to be gone because they're not going to afford to do business. They're going to want to put their money in something else. So the competition is going to go down. Also, consumers are going to go down. You're not going to have as many consumers as you once did because people are going to prioritize what they're buying. But what that means is you as a business person, you as somebody who's starting a drop shipping store, you have to adapt to the time. So instead of selling bracelets and dog collars, you might want to sell something that helps people in need, or that that helps people in this situation. Not necessarily selling masks or gloves or stuff like that, because I've seen some people try to do that, but try selling water filters, try selling other stuff that people might want to buy in the situation or for these times. So because some people are in crisis mode and people are panic buying, I'm not recommending that you price gouge people. There's been some people trying to sell gloves and just pricing the fuck out of them. So don't do that. If you're going to start drop shipping around this time, I would recommend that you focus on more of the essentials, what people are going to need during this time, instead of trying to sell dog collars or stuff that you normally would. Now, if you have a brand, if you have a strong enough brand, by the end of this, you'll be okay. Like, you'll still have a loyal fan base. If you have a drop shipping store, a very general drop shipping store, some people are not going to want to buy from you. Your store might go under just because nobody's going to come back to that store. You're going to have a harder time getting new customers. Scaling is going to be a lot more difficult. That's another thing. Scaling right now is not the time to scale. For those of you who are a little bit more advanced with dropshipping, don't scale. Save your money, perfect your ads. That's something that I would recommend that you do during this time. And for those of you who want to get into dropshipping, but like I said, don't have the resources at the moment, and you're in a financial situation where you can't afford to invest your money somewhere else, I would just take this time to learn as much as I can about dropshipping. And once you get some sort of income, or once you stabilize and you feel comfortable investing that money, then start doing or start implementing what you've learned. And by that time, hopefully the markets pick back up and the economy starts all over again, or starts to back up, and you'll be better off than you were before the COVID-19. I was gonna say the Great Depression. I mean, there might be, but and for those of you who have a store who are a little bit more advanced or intermediate and aren't getting sales, you want to scale down, you want to try to perfect your ad, try to test other things, optimize your store, try to change things inside of your store to really get the most most out of it, this is the time to really focus on your store, on your branding, on how you're presenting yourself, on your conversion rate. I'll make a video more on how you should and why you should do that during this time. If you guys are planning to drop ship and are worried whether or not companies or fulfillment centers, or not fulfillment centers, what the fuck am I talking about? So if you guys plan on drop shipping and are wondering if suppliers are going to start fulfilling orders, some of them are, especially in the parts of China that are not that affected. Now there are parts where things are starting to open up little by little. It might not be at 100% right away, so orders might be delayed, expect some delays. You should definitely plan for that. So if you're planning to keeping your store open during this time, definitely plan for delays. That's gonna be something that there's no way around it. Plan for some losses, because people are gonna get frustrated that they have to wait so long, even though they're gonna understand why. Still, people are not gonna want to wait that long. So I would highly recommend that you plan for that in advance and know what you're getting into. Don't expect this to be the same as it was, you know, before this, but at the same time, there's not gonna be as much competition. So with that said, guys, hopefully I answered some of your guys' question. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask them down below, and stay tuned for my next video. I have another business that I'm starting with my family. I'm doing this as like a side business, and that might be something you guys would want to start, especially if you don't want to take as much of a risk. You could start that. So stay tuned for that, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. By the way, stay safe. Honestly, that's all I could say. Just be careful and let's hope for the best.